Hello and welcome to Learning with Sachin Alams and Abby Loop. Today, what we are going to be doing is learning how to create a comic book. So what you're going to do is, I think the easiest way to do this is go into your Google Drive and open up a Google Drawing. It's under the More in the little new window. So what you're going to do is you're going to be making little text boxes and some shapes, generally the squares, to help guide you in creating your comic book. So the first thing I normally do is I change the page setup. Let's go to File, Page Setup, and make it the dimensions of a sheet of paper. So that's going to be 8.5 by 11 inches. So once you have that, you can start creating. So I go to the shapes, and let's say I want a square for the first one. If you hold down the shift key while creating this square, it will be a perfect square. It won't be a rectangle, and I will keep those proportions. The other one I want to do is I want to make this next square, or actually probably a rectangle. I want this to be the same height. And then maybe I'm going to do a long rectangle right here for my next panel. And then I'm going to end it with 3 small squares, or slightly longer rectangles. And I'm just going to Command C, Command V to copy and paste it. And I can do that again. And it looks like these are a little big, so I'm going to scrunch them up a little bit. So that way I have room on the page. And I can do that, and voila. So here is my page that I'm gonna maybe print out. And so what you can do is you can change these to be blank, to not have any background color. And you can write some text. So maybe I want to say, once upon a time, dot, 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 and I can change the font. A good font that I think works really well is there's Architect's Daughter, which looks kind of cool. And you can change the font size. But there's one called Shadows into Light, which gives you a nice little writing feel as if you wrote it yourself. So you just create little text boxes. You can play with them. You don't have to put them in the upper right-hand corner. You can say, there was a boy named Sachin. And make sure you keep these fonts consistent with like the same font size or something. But yeah, that's how you create a template for your graphic novel or your comic book. So I actually created one in my English class like 3 years ago. So I'm going to show you it very briefly. So this is called Farewell by Sachin Alams, and it was about my 4 cats that we've had in my life. So first page, it looks like this. I actually decided to hand draw my boxes, but I did use a font, Shadows into Light, to create my text. So another thing that you may wish to consider with your graphic novel is playing with color. For me, all of my cats took a different color. So you can see the first one is brown, this one is orange, this next one is gray or black, and the last cat that we had is green. And basically it ends on a photo of all of our cats. So the last book should usually be like an about the author page and maybe include your picture. So I hope that was helpful. I hope you have some understanding of what you can do for your comic book if you want to create one. We will see you in the next episode. Until then, adios.